Let's throw light on sugar though as a pocket, what's happening with prices, whether or not there is a surplus build up, and of course is decontrol on the cards or not? The question that always lingers on your mind when you talk about sugar. Vivek Saraogi, MD at Balrampur Chini Mills, joins us on the show. Vivek, hi, morning. Firstly, what is your outlook on the global sugar prices? Because analysts fear that global sugar prices might decline to about 17 cents or so.
Good morning. It's very difficult to predict numbers, whether it's 17, 18, 22, Right now, global prices are at 20 cents. And if you see the March futures, which is March 13, that's at a premium. So the trend is not, to my mind, for a decline. And I don't think, with ethanol parity pricing around 18.5, there's much room to go down.
So what makes you bullish on sugar prices?
I'm not saying I'm bullish global prices. I'm only saying that it's already come off a long way. And I don't see that, I personally think that this is a very stable range. And, if at all, I would be saying that the 100 points could go up on the raws rather than come down. So I'm not saying I'm bullish, but I'm saying I'm not bearish.
So how critical is the monsoon in Brazil for the global sugar prices? Because analysts globally are expecting a sugar glut as well this year. What are your estimates for global sugar demand and supply? And of course, how critical is the rain?
See, Brazil is always impacted by rains. Brazil has had a lot of rainfall right now. But, when rain turns into El Nino, when drought, it is impossible to predict. Having said that, the only take home is to try and read the prices. I think that looks stable to me.
So for Balrampur Chini for FY13, what are your goals? What are your targets?
See, firstly, we hope that, based on policy, because the company has performed exceedingly well in its operation, both in terms of quantum of crushing as well as recovery. We hope to take our recovery ahead from these levels also. And we expect, in UP to get about a 10% higher crushing than last year. And on our power and distillery, we now see a lot more volume than even in the last year. And we think Balrampur as a company will be able to take, with all these three features which I have mentioned, recovery, distillery and power, all three would grow in volume. So we are very hopeful that Balrampur would perform well.
Uttar Pradesh sugar politics. I guess you know the answer.
See, all I can say, if you're asking me, what's the view, there are two stakeholders to our policy, or two people determine us or govern us. So one is the center, one is the state. So from the center, one is definitely hopeful of something on the levy. See, it's been played out for a long time. The reason is you have a lot of arrears today. The only way central government can do something is to take the levy burden off our head. So A, it's not a move which, they have to look at the public or anything. The PDS sugar would continue to be available. It's taking the burden off our head. We are hopeful that Rangarajan committee report would come sometime in July, mid-July, early July. And we think that's a very big positive and hope for deregulation from the center.
So, Saraogi, for any commodity
from
to revive, you need two things. Either you need existing players they have to shut down, or you need genuine demand to come back. In this case, genuine demand is not coming back. But do you expect in India and globally, a couple of large players will soon start shutting down?
See, demand is demand for sugar here. If you see, sugar has grown steadily over 3 to 4% in demand. In 2000, if you had 180 lakh ton production, you would have had the biggest surplus till then. Now in 2010-12, you're consuming 230. So the demand is steadily moving up. You're seeing soft drinks report 20-25% Q on Q or year on year growth. So there's no lack of demand in sugar. With GDP growth in India, I think sugar, if at all, the parameter for sugar consumption in India versus US is less than half. So there's huge way to go. So the demand is never gone off in sugar. The demand is a constant and growing up.
So what is your view, Vivek, on what would happen on sugar decontrol? Have you heard anything material on that front?
See, let's understand what the word decontrol connotes. Firstly, I would like to break up the discussion into two parts. One is the finished product, one is the raw material. So I didn't deal with the finished product first. The decontrol of the finished product means A, levies off the heads of mills. The government is free to buy it on a tender and distribute it. Two, it means that there is no release monthly mechanism. Mills are free to sell their sugar when they want throughout the year. Thirdly, it means export-import are governed by broad policies, which means, you see a surplus or a shortage and you declare a level that, this is the level, 2 million, 4 million. There's no need for a release order or a quota or a release or a licensing. So this is the meaning of finished product decontrol. By decontrol in the raw material side, we mean, A, it means no SAP fixation. It would mean linking sugar price and cane price. Secondly, it would also, in some people's mind, mean doing away with cane area.
Do you think, Mr. Saraogi, ethanol could be a game changer for Indian sugar industry? Because much has been talked about it, much has been discussed, but if I look at Government of India's ethanol policy, it lacks clarity, it lacks the vision.
I would second that very vehemently. However, ethanol today makes so much of financial sense to the oil marketing companies. The contract is, let's say, 50 crores right now. It can easily go up to 100 crore liters. They are saving 20 rupees a liter today. After the 7.5 rupee raise in petrol price rolled back by 2, let's say 5.5, and if you see from December last year, the retail price of petrol has gone up almost by 10 rupees and ethanol remains where it was. So A, it makes immediate and, immediate financial sense for Government of India to declare a stable ethanol policy. Two, even in the short term, the oil marketing companies are dropping cash by not picking up ethanol or not raising the level of ethanol. So the Sumitro Chaudhary, which was the expert panel, their report is pending with, some part of the government. It has defined a certain linkage between the retail price of petrol and ethanol. And, that also would then get formula driven and not ad hoc fixation of prices. I hope that report should see the light of the day, especially when it's pinching the government to financially, dole out money and they need money.
So currently, as percentage of total sales, how much is coming from ethanol and what is the ethanol dynamics? I mean, if you sell ethanol, how much money do you make?
See, if you see for Balrampur, let's say we bid at 4 crore liters out of our 7.5 crore liters which we sell for our distillery division totally. So if you make 4 crore liters and the price changes by 4 rupees, it's about 16 crores. Having said that, our fixation of 27 rupees is an ad hoc fixation and it is to be determined by a formula and a final price.